Good afternoon, twitch.tv. You just extended it for no reason. How we all doing today? We are doing good ol' Ace Attorney. We're going, how was your morning? It was good. I was doing editing. I'm running low on space on my computer, so I want to clear up some of the VODs, you know? Get some of them out. So I've been working on the V3 highlights. I'm thinking of maybe doing I'm thinking of maybe putting together a small Last of Us highlight reel now that that's done. While I'm in the middle of working on Danganronpa, but you had a very awkward morning. Oh, okay. But first I need to finish up another video for gold. Before I do that, do you want to hear what happened? Yeah, sure, hit me with it. So that's the plan for uploads. I have to work on Gold's second video this weekend, and then I'm gonna do a Last of Us highlight reel, and then we're gonna work super hard on getting the V3 highlights out. And I think that's about it. And once V3 is out, then we can start working on the Ace Attorney ones. I still have a couple Stardew VODs I can work on in between as well to get other uploads out, but that's the plan. We gotta get Gold's thing done, Last of Us, Danganronpa V3, and then Ace Attorney. And that is the order of uploads. That should be it. So just letting you guys know what's happening in between streams, what I'm working on. So don't expect any new uploads for a bit, because, you know, I'm a procrastinator and it takes me a bit to get videos out. But the first thing I need to do is get that second video done for Gold, because Legends Arceus came out and I got really distracted. Either way, let's get into it. We're only on episode 2. I need Fig to come back so I can ask him how many episodes are in this game. How many chapters? Hey, Nick! Hi, Maya. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Aw. Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. Detective Atme? They say they're going to try him as DeMasque. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see DeMasque's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Speaking to my friend, and she was asking what fun game she could play on Valentine's Day. I jokingly said, oh, you should play Honey Pop, and she said, what's that? I explained to her what it was. Oh, no! Why didn't you just send her, like, a trailer for the game? Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that institute last year. Please don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Yeah, I was a little embarrassed. Yeah, I bet. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible. But today's trial's a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Emiya. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand yet again. My joke backfired. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war, that's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Emiya. Ha! And you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Should have guessed she didn't know since she didn't know what NSFW work meant before. Ah! What? If he donates enough, I'll say his name on stream. I did. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. What do you mean on the previous day? I told her she lives under a rock, and she said, yep, that's how I like it. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Sorry. Very well then, Mr. Emiya, please call your first witness. I have no witnesses, Your Honor. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. The first one is always the best. Mr. Emiya, your witness? Okay, then. Let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Mia was defending me, she allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. Sorry, I'm picking at my lip. Shiny Hunt. Thinking of doing a dating game for Valentine's Day? I'm not. I'm doing this game. Okay. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha! You've got guts, trite. Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No. That's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with the face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. You're playing this game on Valentine's? Yeah, it's on Monday. Monday is Ace Day. Oh, okay. My visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., that is not evening. I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. Yeah, I was hearing something. To be fair, it does have good waifus. You're right, I should play Persona instead. Blackmail letter I got. It ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Ha! It's bitter today, too, just like my destiny.
This man.
He's so edgy.
You sure this man isn't Gundam?
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down. You got your coffee start? No, I don't like coffee. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
Hold it!
1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit. Iced tea. Oh, right, Frank drank them all. No, there's still 1 can left, but it's mine. 1 a.m., that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. It ordered you there? It was the first time I got in a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Taking his star and putting it for ransom. No! Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that. Aha, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir! Ha! A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole DeMasque thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? What'd you think about the direct? It was pretty cool. Nothing too overly interesting other than the Kirby game.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Miss Delight. It's Nintendo Switch Sports. It's like Wii Sports, but on the Nintendo Switch. Are we gonna see a Star Bowling stream? Sure. Mom's super excited. So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was Mask DeMasque. Don't break the TV. I make no promises. That's why... Shush! I'm trying to read! That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Did you ever watch Alvin and the Chipmunks? I adored Alvin and the Chipmunks when I was younger. I absolutely loved those movies. Revenge for an old grudge, a perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. Well, I needed money. Remember in the second movie where they were playing bowling and they break the TV? Yeah, that was funny. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. There was a cartoon Halloween special. You know what? I don't even want to know. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? Okay, they've said that they're married multiple times, yet they keep using Miss instead of Mrs. It's pissing me off now. So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has got even Maya to think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Basically, Theodore turns into a werewolf and they're doing a Jekyll and Hyde play. I love it. Okay, so... Okay. Okay, so what do we have for evidence? Yeah. No, that's not it. Oh, nice. I only know about Jekyll and Hyde because of Fako, if I'm being honest. Huh? Oh. I don't see her. You learned about it in Fake Go. I learned it from 3 Years of Pain. Did I press this already? Oh yeah, I did. Huh? Sorry that it, slipped my mind. I'm also like trying to think here, I don't know what to present here. Ooh, yo, I read Macbeth like 3 times in high school. I absolutely loved it. I wish Fig were here. He could tell me what to do because I am so lost. Yeah, Mank's not helping me. I guess I gotta do things myself. Wait. Oh, no. Okay, I do have to scroll more. Oh. How was I supposed to get that? Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Ah, that's why, because I play this game like every 4 days and I don't remember every single little detail. Gotcha. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Wow, but I... Listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Grrr, Emiya! Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Grabbing food, you want anything? Can I have some... What do I want? What do I want? Yeah. Get me some Doritos. Yeah. Oh, no, everything is falling neatly into place for him. You want what, sorry? Doritos! Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. I'll steal your hearty. Don't have any of those? Darn. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. It's been 30, but whatever, Phoenix. You hate Doritos? Aw. You know, after stream, I'm gonna go make some popcorn with my new popcorn maker. Work on some editing. Finish off that VOD I was working on. What are you doing? Oh, you're excited over the popcorn. Popcorn is okay. Popcorn is my comfort food and I love it. Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole the data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. I would love some pork scratchings. I don't know what that is.
Maybe.
What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. It was the silhouette of Luke at me. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead. Luke at me nuts. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that DeMasque struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. I do. What are you saying? I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Emiya. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. He's like a mixture of Emiya and Sojiro. He's got like the Emiya vibes because he's got the slick back white hair and the angsty attitude, but he also likes coffee like Sojiro. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow. Wait, why am I reading this? Who was this suspicious shadow? If there were 1,000 of me and even one new, I'd tell you, trust me. Dodging all of our questions is not helping us win this case. Okay then, how was the victim Mr. Bullard at that time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. Your forehead. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Look at Maya. She's like, oh yeah, I'm on board with this. That? Could you please clarify what you were referring to? Why, my Mask the Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ha! My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? Why? Because I'm Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial is being held next door. Ah, yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. Yes, you were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When someone does toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine. What? Answer simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. This metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Objection! Hi, Mr. Bogus. How you doing today? Alright. Okay, alright. You almost made me spit my water out at my computer, okay? That would have been the last stream you ever saw. No, I'm kidding. How are you doing today? Oh, well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. I'm doing great. How about you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm working on some YouTube content when I'm not doing streams. I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, but I'm doing a video for my buddy Gold. I gotta finish up his second video that he requested because I've been procrastinating hard. I'm gonna get The Last of Us out because there was only 3 streams I have to go through, and then I'm gonna be finishing up Danganronpa V3. And then we're gonna start working on the Ace highlights. So that'll be a couple of weeks worth of work right there, but we're gonna get some content out soon. Don't worry, the YouTube channel is not dead. I'm working on it. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. Yeah, I'm planning on playing the second game, yep. Yeah, after I get my new capture card and maybe a new external hard drive to store all my VODs on, then yeah, I'll look into investing in The Last of Us 2, yep. Why wouldn't it? You're the best sometimes? Ouch! Sometimes? Ah! But thank you. No. You know what I do to clean my screens? Yeah, I spit on them and then I wipe it off. I don't do that. I don't do that. Ha, I think you had a simpler reason for that. Yeah, come on, not all the time. Oh, wow, okay. I need to work on being the best all the time, then. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. Hold on. 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh, hey Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it. I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? There's not much in his testimony either. I bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated. Okay. 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 Okay, this one. It's this one. Alright, okay, alright, okay. Get him, Maya! Get him! She's the best. I love Maya. She's my favorite character in all the games. I just want to pick her up and hug her. She looks very huggable. Alright. Let's see. Let's see. There are no fingerprints. Is it... Yeah, he was wearing his costume, so there wouldn't be any fingerprints on it, right? So we figured that out. I'm thinking maybe it's the buzzer record. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's the buzzer record. Oh, being smart for once. Yeah, it is. I got it. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Ron DeLight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer... He would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Objection! Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. It was a security company! Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There was no way he wouldn't have known about them. But as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coinkydink. In fact, or the fact that the guard was a pathetic loser. Why you gotta do Larry like that? Who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend. Welcome back, Owl. How you doing, buddy? And wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. Is it 7 right now? I thought you were 5 hours ahead, not 7. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscience? What do you mean by that? Ugh! Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? Oh, it's 5. I'm being tired. Being a lawyer is the worst shit ever, but you're getting paid well. Hey, I mean, at least you're getting paid well. That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had been sounded, and that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Why did I morph into Nagito voice? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Yeah, it will cost you your mental health. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. I think I'm just gonna grab dinner. I just went down and realized it's late, and then my dog wanted to play tug of war, and my aunt just dropped in a little. Oh, okay. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. It's been a busy 20 minutes, yeah. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to press the button. Ack! So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What's your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard? I can. I can prove it, all right. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. You want to know why? Because there was no fingerprints. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence. There we go. That you were looking for. The emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. I love how he says that with confidence. Absolutely not, Your Honor. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left fingerprints behind. Oof! He just spat out his coffee! Ron Delight obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did! The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as DeMasque. And DeMasque always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have to wipe the button free of fingerprints? This is getting really intense. I like this trial. Order! Order! Ha! It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? Oh my god, Phoenix, dude! What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Ha! It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick! They're on to you! Give me a minute to collect my thoughts. They were trying to frame my client. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. Oh my god, all that laughing made me lightheaded. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though the security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Let me say first, Mr. Judge Man. This game is supposed to be serious, lol. Danganronpa was more serious than this half the time, holy shit. Very well then. I'll go along with this. What should I have from the chip shop star? Fish and chips. Delicious. Oh ho, you've got some guts. Chips and what? Fish! Fish and chips. Go grab some fish and chips. Delicious. Oh ho, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? They didn't mean to call a security guard. I was thinking about Southern Fried Chicken. Oh, that's even better. Fish is you? I actually don't like fish, but I like it when it's battered and deep fried. That's the only way you can get me to eat it. So my theory is that they were trying to frame my client, right? So they pressed the security buzzer to call up a security guard. I like my fish raw. Wait, Ismanir, wait a second. Oh, sushi, okay. Either fish and chips, Southern Fried Chicken, or steak and kidney pie. Definitely go for Southern Fried Chicken. Seafood in general is you. Yeah, I don't like seafood either. I am not a big seafood eater. So my theory is that they pressed the button. They pressed the button to call the security to frame Delight, right? I'm gonna do it. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Haha! Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes, although it turned out he never showed up because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. No, he's gonna send me a picture. He likes to send me pictures of his food. What if the security guard was the one doing it? Larry! Oh my god, Larry, I'm on to you. He really is. Ha, what a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? Absolutely not. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
They didn't need to show Luke Atmy's.
Yeah, they've been showing Luke Atmy's silhouette the whole time. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in that room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think I was the murderer. Exactly. That was precisely the real killer's objective. Called it, bitches. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. Okay, that was funny.
They're just like, shit.
Mans, he just goes. That was so unexpected. Ha, it would seem. Do it again, spit it out again. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only DeMasque, so Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard? It was... me.
Look at me.
Look at me. Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace defective. Luke at me. You mean DeMasque did it? No. Your Honor, the person being tried in court next to us is not DeMasque at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke at me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as well, DeMasque. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along, to be found guilty. DeMasque had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. I don't know, in Persona, stealing a heart is a more serious crime. It is because you're changing people to be better than the scumbags that they were before. So yeah, that's definitely a more serious crime. In other words, being found guilty as DeMasque was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. You did do a good reference. A guilty verdict as an alibi? Get the bastard in here. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. Thank you, it's something I played as well. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Oh, you never played, yeah. Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were intrude and failed to provide adequate proof to his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? Ha! Bet's only good when your life's on the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Oh, thanks, Ron. You're the best client I've ever had. Though a good cover Last Surprise. Hell yeah. I prefer Takeover to Last Surprise, but they're both bangers. Mr. Delight. So please. I'm begging you! Oh, though you do a good cover of Last Surprise. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Mia! Phoenix. Is she gonna show up? Is she gonna show up right next to me? What was that for? Or what was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Oh, thank God, she's not gonna show up. But the you never see it coming part bangs. You never see it coming. It really does. I'm so sorry about that, by the way. You see. Again, Takeover, a real slapper though. Absolutely love Takeover. It's probably like my sorry, we need to do a sing along together of that song. Do we though? Takeover is probably my second favorite Persona song, or Persona battle theme, I should say. My first favorite being Mass Destruction. Nothing beats Mass Destruction. That voice, it sounded like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Ha! So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well to go along with this. The court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. Pain! Oh, I've missed you, Pain. Hee. Well, Sir Detective Atme. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. I'm so sorry, I don't know what this accent is. I don't remember what his accent was before. Oh no, Sir Detective Atme, you were the one who... Whoa! This is a new guy. He looks weird. That's enough. This court... Oh my god. Oh, stop looking at me. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. The court finds the defendant, Luke Atme, guilty. Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, well, sir lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Other JRPGs, our music is iconic, fully orchestrated, timeless. Persona, yeah, I made a rhythm game with mine. No, okay, the dancing games are classic. I love them. That's the ugliest judge ever, hands down. He really is. Who is this hoser, eh? Alright, he's Canadian! Who's this hoser, eh?
Never mind, best judge ever.
I hate him, but he's Canadian, eh?
He's Canadian, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me! Eh? Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask? That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What is happening?
What's with his face? I hate it! Canadian representation, you love to see it. Yeah, I do love to see it. I don't know, but this has been the best trial, hands down.
What was that, a dream?
No, we just barged into the courtroom next door. Last surprise. Fuck, I've been caught. Take over. You done fucked up, Mr. Shadow. I love it. I love it. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive? Inside your heart. Aww. Aw, Maya, I'm gonna steal your heart, girl. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Maya, don't look so sad, BB. Ugh. Hi, Fig. Hawk Feather 1 year ago. Last surprise. We need to be we be sneaky, and you don't expect it. And you don't expect it to be us. Take over. Well, now it's time for you to commit living. Oh, that's funny. Now then, this court is back in session. Fuck Air India, dude. That's all I'll say. You going on a trip? What's happening here? I'm taking these from Takeover Music Vid. Ah, okay. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand. Oh, I prefer this guy to the Canadian one. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? Booking tickets for my mom, but Air India won't let me pay using my foreign credit card. The fucking worst. Aw, that's rough, dude. I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask. Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. The ignorant masses he's actually yelled about! Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine figure, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. Joker's more brainwashed than a cult member. He can't tell friend from foe. Ah! I remember one time Aiden was playing and one of his party members got, I think it was confused. And they yeeted one of his items away, and it was like one of the best items in the game. It like restored all your health and SP for every party member, and they just yeeted it away, and he was so upset. It's a Soma. Of course. Very well then, look at me. Let us go along with this. Let us begin with a simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. Soma Bead? Bead? No. I think Soma is the one that... Yeah, there's the bead, which increases your HP, and then the bead chain, which increases HP for everyone. And then Soma is the one that increases your HP and SP for the whole party, I'm pretty sure. No, it's the whole party. I would know. I stock them up and use them during the final boss fight. Actually, I don't use them during the final boss fight. I sit there and I'm like, well, what if I need them for later? As I'm fighting the final boss. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atme, the night of the murder, speak! We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Mr. Emiya! I was stealing the urn as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up till now was part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. How convenient. Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in two places at once. What if you wanted to go to heaven, but God said, show me your true form? Discord? Yeah, sure. He's howling at the moon. 4 minutes before the alarm was sounded. Yeah. But that was like way across town though. Oh, I was about to call Aiden. Hi.
Nah.
Nah.
Did you see the clip I sent you, Star, yesterday? In the Stardew squad. At the convention?
Oh. Yes?
That was what I felt like yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the convention one. Okay, now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Oh my god, what are you? Fucking, what was her
Juan
name?
Einsburn?
Yeah, were you on Von Einsburn? Are you enjoying these persona jokes, Star? I always enjoy a good persona joke.
Here's a great persona joke.
I'm waiting.
That's fine.
For what?
The persona joke.
What persona joke?
You were. Oh, never mind. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. What class would Mara be, and why would it be Ryder?
I would think it'd be Lancer.
No, I'm saying Ryder because it's the motherfucking dick chariot. Oh my good gracious. It's like a blizzard outside. Look at that shit.
Is it snowing again?
Yeah, it's snowing again.
I gotta change my
Damn.
thing I sent to your mom then.
So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. The man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. How did you squish your nose down? That is why I'm called DeMasque. But conveniently, that also means that there's no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Lucky you, Montreal has been over 1 degree since yesterday. It's 2 degrees according to my laptop, but it's snowing like crazy outside. Huh? I am? Oh, I thought I stopped ringing. What do you mean? Objection. How? Are you saying that this is not in fact Luke at me? Bro, I wish it was raining. I love rain. Fucking snow is cold and makes me like, I don't
I
know.
hate sand. It's rough, coarse. It gets everywhere.
I hate snow. It's cold. That could be an accomplice dressed up as DeMasque to create an alibi. Oh ho, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, the lone wolf Luke, had an accomplice? No, I don't see anyone that would be an
No,
accomplice.
Star. I'll try to make sure my mom is able to get here. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Alright. If Luke at me was at KB security during the murder, then the masked mask in this picture has to be a fake. And there really was an accomplice, but right now I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what the guy wants. There's gotta be another way, and I'm going to find it. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. It was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, am I right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick. Isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. Wait, if he set the camera... About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Yeah. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security, but I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the DeMasque in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Controller!
Alright, sweet.
Hmm. I think I see something. Alright, what is it? That's the Danganronpa blood. Square print and stain on the ground. While the box is in his hand? Yeah, so... Adrian... Was that thing on the ground the paint? So the thing is that Mystic Ami was covering the paint, but it was moved. Yeah. Okay, it's not the wooden box.
Oh,
Mm,
I get it.
mm,
Okay. Little splatter.
yeah.
The box was already there.
Yeah.
And it was really
Yeah. We knew this already. Because Adrian was the one who did that. Yeah.
walking in.
Adrian dropped the Aaron's box 2 weeks ago. She also knocked over some paint.
That's a pretty square.
Yeah, because that's where the box was. Box in the photo is not the right box. Yeah. But we already know that he stole the urn, right? Because the urn did go missing. Hmm. box should have paint on the picture, is it not? I'm not sure. In the picture, it's in the box. Yeah, that's what Ismanir's saying, but he could be covering the paint at the bottom there.
But it's on.
You okay, 420? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. Paint goes up to the side. Yeah, but that could just be artistic liberty, right? Yeah, I think he might be just covering it up with his arm. 1 a.m. What do you mean? Yeah, you think he could make it there in 2 minutes? No. That's when the alarm buzzer went off.
Okay, if the crime happened,
By the way, I don't know where I type your name. I just add the 420 in lol.
be the murder.
Okay.
The larceny.
Okay.
That
The picture was taken around 1 a.m. Starly 420. I'm gonna reload, get my health back. Oh, shoot. That's the last time I saved. Alright, I'm just gonna press these again. When you think about it, it's really odd. Almost if you had this picture taken on purpose. Let me press this one again. But I can see there's no proof that the box of the picture is the actual box that was stolen. It could be a false picture from another day. It could be. Oh, it could be. Oh, I mean you said. Ah, Because you have the time, but not the day. That is true. Detective Abney was always proud of his ace detective skills. If the urn was stolen from Lily Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It's kind of odd. It says that the camera went off once on the night of the crime. So obviously we'd assume... I don't know, it says on the night of the crime.
Wait,
What?
picture. Just to clarify, she was spilled paint after the box was placed, right?
Yeah, she dropped the box and then spilled paint.
Why was there no mark on the box was?
There is.
No, that it shows it. Oh, right.
Yeah, there is. My problem is that she said that she covered up the paint with the Mystic Ami statue, but then it was moved on the day of the crime. Artistic liberty. I don't know, this one's tough. I'm just gonna go look at the walkthrough. Because Fig's not here to tell me how to do it. Press statement 2 and 4. Ah. Okay. So I have to press 2 and 4. So I'm gonna press this. And then you have to press this one. It's gotta be here. There's something funny. Yes. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well then, let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? The funny part is right here. Why, this is just a blood stain. Oh! Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting. At least he knows that it's Danganronpa blood. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. No, definitely Danganronpa blood. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright? Oh, you were right! Ismanir, I think you were right. It was taken on a different day. And Mystic Ami should prove that. Okay, alright, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then the statue should have been there. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move in that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Heck if I know. I want to say Luke at me, but I don't know if that's right. Yeah, that would put him there the night of the crime. Oh, wait, you're right. Yeah. Huh. Ah! Maybe? No, because we already just established that that picture was taken on a different day. It could have been him who moved it later. Yeah. And he still had to go in and steal the urn, right? Yeah. So it could have been a different time. No, because he already has the picture. So they said that the picture went off at one time. Went off once at around 1 a.m. on the night of the crime. So who could have done it then?
I am stuck between either DeMasque or Luke At Me.
I'm gonna
There's no one else in this list.
I'm gonna say Luke At Me. One who moved the statue is none other than Luke At Me. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again in one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what bias do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins.
So you got it right.
Move it to fit the picture he took? Yeah, maybe. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me, you pretended to be DeMasque to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw. Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? It would be right here. The lie in this photo is somewhere around here. Jumping to conclusions again. I think. Oh my god.
It's the time.
Is it the time?
Probably is the time.
Oh, okay. Let me load that. I don't want to lose my 3 hearts there. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. Single fatal flaw. Interesting theory. Bank says it's the time, but I don't know if that's it.
Okay, I'm back. I booked the tickets.
Hey, nice. Oh, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean?
Come on, dude.
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look At Me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
Star.
Mm.
Star.
Mm.
Look at me.
Mm.
Look at me.
Ah,
Look at me.
Look at me. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed besides the When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? Why is there an S there? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Look At Me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse. Ah, so on the day of the crime, Mr. At Me must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak.
Yo,
Why?
Star.
Hmm?
Who's the murderer?
Look At Me.
It's Look At Me, bro.
It's Look At Me, bro. Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Look At Me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Gah! Order, order! Mr. At Me, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera... Okay. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Ah. Ah! Mr. Emiya, what is the meaning of this? He's gonna do a spit take again, I'm ready. Emiya, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good to the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. Kiwi! A good point, so what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you see, this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. It's a very interesting idea, however. There's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. DeMasque. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask DeMasque, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Zvari! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you sure there are no mistakes this time? Zvari! Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may go along with this. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my svarkling reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me.
Lady Andrews, get the fuck out of here, neckbeard bitch. Lady Andrews.
Interesting new tidbit.
Jesus.
So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. Thought I saw Kiwi come on in here. You mean this calling card? That's right, that is without a doubt my calling card. I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. Not a lot to go on, is there? That detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination, that he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. Alright then, how do we do that? There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. Yeah? No,
You probably saw it with I am.
I don't know about that.
I just feel like that's gonna be the case. So how would you prove he's seen it?
Broken and repaired by Adrian 2 weeks ago, then replaced in its box, kept out of sight. That poor sacred urn. You okay, buddy?
Who are you asking?
You?
I'm laughing, sorry.
What are you laughing at?
Dude, there's like this video, okay, where some guy is talking and he's like, it's a Key and Peele video, right?
Okay.
And a Key is talking, he's like, I will work for you if you're young, and they show a young woman on screen. If you're old, they show an old person on screen. If you're Hispanic, they show a Hispanic person on screen. If you're Asian, they show an Asian person on screen. If you're gay, then they show this guy on screen. And the guy's just looking at the camera like, why are you showing me? And he starts like showing in the camera that he's straight. He tries to put his arm around a woman. She's like, no, get away from me. Then he hides under the chair.
He's never seen
Ah! I got it.
Good
Mr.
line.
Atme, if you really are masked DeMasque, you also wrote this calling card, correct? Bam, 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 but of course. Is there a problem with that calling card?
I will take your distorted urn without fail.
From Master Mask.
Who the fuck are you?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of that speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true, but so what? Truth be
How did the
told,
pink pattern get there before?
there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
Exactly.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
Who slides the coffee into his hands?
That is a good question. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human? And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
Andrews got done dirty, dude. You didn't have to do it like that, Felix.
You can't be serious. And yet this
I am
calling card
serious.
clearly...
And don't call me,
And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern, which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Blah,
Can
blah,
I
blah,
do,
blah.
can I do Godot's spit take sound?
Oh, hell yeah.
Here it is.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Grr. Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick? I think he's broken just like the urn. I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh?
You suck, Maya.
How dare you? You take that back. It's so
Okay.
sad.
There you go, I took it back.
No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was DeMasque, and now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Oh, I found his accent again. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. May you be merry murderous motive manifest. Nick, he's getting his second wind. If you prepared an alibi and pinned the crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, sir old-timer. Doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. I, Luke Atme, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate DeMasque and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is DeMasque. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. What a tragedy. So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What?
Wait, yeah, wait, what?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
Wait, hold on. What?
No?
Yes, you did. You had the blackmail letter.
Ah, blah, blah, blah.
Now he has it.
Everyone has it.
That makes
Everyone's
sense.
the killer, and I'm Super Mario. I put that in my Danganronpa 2 highlights, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever done. And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atme and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report. Perhaps they were connected through their work? They were both involved in security. Nope. That was blunt. In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. This music is fire. Mistook. That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error. That wasn't what I meant. Just who did the victim mistake DeMasque to be? Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for DeMasque? Don't you already know that? Zvati! Take a look at this newspaper. Oh, that's the famous Tear of Emanon, a magnificent jewel. Photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant. The defendant? The victim clearly misread the article, and Zvati! He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact DeMasque. I see. That was an unusually reasonable deduction. You mean this blackmail letter right here? It says bring 50 grand. And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's? There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see any addressee on this letter anywhere. An addressee? This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment, and Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place in time. The fact that there's no addressee is irrelevant. I wonder. What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa. Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. Oh! I got it immediately. The diamond. The diamond. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied?
That's big.
That is big.
Bro, that'd be a fuck tip, actually. You booked a big time.
What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Zvati! KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, I stole data from the company. Kane Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing that he was the thief. Here's the file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office, evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail. However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually DeMasque? On the point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. Do you really think that the story is going to hold up?
Yo, Star, what's on Look At Me's hand, do you think?
No, I know what it is. I know what it is. I just want to press all the statements just to be sure. The assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid. What do you mean? I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's DeMasque. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. That was so nice. Thank you, Desi. Ha. Well, Mr. Trite? Ugh. Was he trying to act like Miss Delight's Miss Delight just now? I thought he was actually pretty convincing. This is why we press everything. Now that's just your imagination talking. Come now, sir lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning. Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves? It's a long story, and better saved for another time. Very well, another time. Those so-called long stories aren't usually all that long, at least not in my experience. So you're gonna try and connect Detective Atme to Mr. Bullard, right? Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either. In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail. That's true. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron? Wow, they're doing a good job just feeding it to you, huh? Since we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony. Maybe I'll be able to shake some contradictions loose that way.
Why? We know what it is now. Where do you think you got the red diamond from?
I'm gonna save just in case I'm pressing it on the wrong statement. But I believe this is it. Okay. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that! You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence. In the content of the blackmail letter. How do I do
For
that?
the diamond. For the diamond.
Does it say somewhere above the dressy is one?
No, it doesn't. Okay, what diamond though? There's no diamond. It would be in the blackmail letter.
He has it on his finger.
No.
Little 1-2 punch won't phase me. Alright. Have fun. Yep. Okay. You choose the guy? I can choose the guy, yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to press him. Let me try that again.
Dude, this footballer kicked cats. Yo, you're supposed to kick a ball, not a cat. Dumbass. Yeah, that's you can present that, I guess.
The newspaper clipping?
Yeah, because there's a blue diamond on there.
Yeah, but he has a red diamond.
Yeah, so that's what. That's what. The blue diamond was stolen, right? But he's the blackmail
Yeah, but it
letter
was
says red
Ron who
diamond.
did that. The blackmail letter says the red diamond.
Exactly, but the diamond that was stolen was blue. Then why would he have a red diamond? You get it?
Yeah, but no, Fig. I think you're misunderstanding.
If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day, right?
Yeah, but the
No,
blue
so-
diamond was stolen by Ron.
Yeah, exactly. So why would the blackmail note say red diamond? Wouldn't it say blue diamond?
Yeah,
if
but
it was
he
addressed to
has a red diamond on his finger. It's a ring.
Yeah, exactly. That's because the letter is addressed to Atme, not Delight. You're trying to prove that it's addressed to Atme.
Oh, okay.
Get it?
All right, yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. If his diamond is blue, then it wasn't addressed to him. Okay, yeah. All right, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm sorry. It contains a picture of the tear of Eminon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. That seems kind of dumb. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Eminon that DeMasque stole at all. And your point is, Mr. Trite. So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Calm down, everyone. Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. This stupid asshole. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. You have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single DeMasque case, and in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Ah! Order in the court. Order, I say. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. I don't like the way he said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real?
For real?
For real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this.
For real?
The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atmey's identity public knowledge, an identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity? That's a good question.
No, are you a fucking dumbass, dude? Isn't it fucking obvious, dude? What a dumbass, dude. What the fuck?
Atmey killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his... Poetry! Poe! Hi! Thank you for the raid! How are you guys doing today? Can we get a shout out, please? Biggie Wiggy. Thank you for the raid. That was very nice of you.
I'm very tired at the moment. Oh my gosh, nice. So it finally came in. Are you excited to play it?
You know what my
Let's
Final
see.
Fantasy is, you guys?
Hey,
What?
Leon. How's it going?
I will poach a
know.
perfect egg in my Final Fantasy.
Of course I died. See, it's not necessarily super hard. But,
I accidentally clipped a lot. Ah, okay. You could probably just go
but
in and
those
delete a lot of
drones are really
clips
hard.
that you don't like. That's what I
Okay,
do after
okay.
every stream. You have? Oh my god. All right. Well,
Bro.
okay. How you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for so much for the raid. Oof, I just
Bro,
stopped caring.
forget playing Breath of the Wild and play Yakuza instead, dude.
My old friend that I recently connected with from high school, she told me I should play Yakuza. Good, hungry. Lol was doing a lot of math in my stream. How are you? That's okay. My 2 brain cells are working overtime to figure out this murder case. Is Yakuza good? I've been looking into getting it. I think my friend suggested Like a Dragon. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Only played 6 though. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've been looking into Like a Dragon is the only one that's RPG based. Ah, okay. She probably suggested it because I'm into RPGs. But yeah, welcome.
Alright.
We are playing Ace Attorney. Yeah, I think we're about
Emotions
to.
are only for meatbags.
Trevor the Old Goat, thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? We're probably not gonna do the next trial. We'll probably just go into the next investigation a little bit.
We'll play Ace Attorney. We are playing Ace Attorney Pet Detective right now.
Yeah, we're playing Ace Attorney Pet Detective. Bored with work, but that's nothing new. Yeah, sounds like it. Again, thank you so much for the hosts or the raid. That was very nice of you.
I just took the day off.
What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Atmey wanted to so desperately keep. A blackmailer, most likely. I aim to sneeze. I will never do math again. I mean, math ain't too bad, but when you're using you're working your 2 brain cells overdrive to figure out who done it. Luke Atmey was a blackmailer.
No.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atmey. Are you saying that Atmey was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atmey because Luke Atmey... Oh, okay. Luke Atmey was blackmailing Ron DeLite. I thought they were going to be, like, blackmailing each other. But Ron DeLite was also being blackmailed by a certain someone.
They were like, if you don't do what I say, I will reveal you
True
stole my
form.
diamond. And the other guy was like, if you don't do what I say, I will cancel you on Twitter. You should not, man.
I'll be watching and lurking for a bit. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much for the follow. So, did you start receiving blackmailers after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist.
I believe they called us the good old Mexican blackmail.
After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. In which case, that would mean that Ron DeLite was actually DeMasque. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke at me. Shh, silence! Now I see it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... I mean, Phoenix, it's not that hard to figure out, buddy. You say that I, Look at Me, was blackmailing Ron Delight, in which case I would naturally know all about his relation to DeMasque. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke at me know that Ron Delight was DeMasque? That is a good question. Because he found the costume in the trash can and he's an ace detective. I'm gonna present this one and see if we get it. Okay, that was it. I think I see it. See what?
That's right.
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief, trying to be the center of attention. Ooh, got him! What do you mean? This newspaper clipping.
How did you know?
How did you know? It is a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that...
You know what would be really funny, Star? Is if Wright joined the Discord call so we could hear him.
He's sitting right next to me. He's not joining the Discord call.
No.
Pussy.
It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Was it supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. Can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself as an ace detective. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? I'm a BRB, need to figure out what I'm gonna make for food. Alright, be sure to tell me so I can be hungry. We should have a box, yeah. No, I'm alright. Why, I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective, and also Mask the Mask. Why can't you understand that? Oh, that face. I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why
No,
you?
no. His true form was revealed. Oh no, oh god, oh no.
Oh, he's talking too fast. Yeah, he's laughing. He's talking too fast. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme. No! Emiya, what are you doing?
Spit tape.
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bullard. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. I thought this trial was too quick. Therefore, you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security. Then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way!
I would say this is a trial by itself. I'd say this is more like connections from the first.
It is definitely 2 trials in 1. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright, this is it. This is the final round. I gotta prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night. But can you really prove that? I mean, I see reasonable doubt, yeah. That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense... Can we prove it? Can we prove it? Buzzer has no fingerprints. Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. See, my thought is that he whacked him with this thing. Right? Because it's obviously bent. So surely this has to play a part. I'm gonna save again and I'm gonna say we can prove it. I can prove it, Your Honor. The defense can prove it. With evidence. Are you sure? Ha. Don't you worry, I'll watch over you. As you break down and fall to pieces. Very well then, let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Atme was at KB Security that night. This is the proof. No, it's not the proof. That's not the proof? Can I not prove it? Okay, so that's not it. No, it has no fingerprints on it. I'm gonna try again, but this time I'm going to present the autopsy report. No, that's not it either. Okay, then I'm gonna say we can't prove it. I can't prove it. Just as I thought. But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony, unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And if you failed to prove that he committed the murder, I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Mask the Mask. No. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Mask the Mask. My verdict will verify that, just as Rhonda Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with full force of my ace detectiveness. Svari! Order in the court. There's enough deliberation over this witness. Can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence, and by then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. Really? That's lame. Applies to this witness as much as applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Mask to Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned. No way. In fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atmy's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer. Did I lose then? Oh, last time we saw that sprite, Maya was kidnapped. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win, even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent. The real
That was a
killer.
good case.
That was a good case. I'm really enjoying this one. The only way would be to make an appeal by showing new proof, meaning something that could not have been known at the moment, as of the moment of the trial. I know nothing about courtrooms, despite playing 2 games that require, or that have.
Yeah, don't worry. Real courtrooms don't work this way, Star.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
The real killer,
at all.
Luke Atmy, will go free.
For one thing, the judge is not a moron.
You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no more further questioning of this witness.
Esmeralda raises a good point.
That is, yeah. Are there any
Think
objections?
about what he said.
Did I lose? Like, what happened here? And I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmy. Is that who I think it is? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this was on your report card every year, has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Oh, is it
That's
Mia?
not what a lawyer is. That's not what a lawyer is.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Von Einsburn. But no, it's
Foolish
Mia.
fool.
Yeah, fucking Mia's back. Long time no see, Phoenix.
It just bugs me that she keeps coming back.
Mia, can you get out of Maya's body,
Just
please?
stay dead. Like,
Mia!
This is making death meaningless.
This is the
It
true
is
power.
meaningless, you idiot.
Fix says it is meaningless, idiot.
This is
This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique.
They can channel. You know it is established that they can channel dead
not-
people. Why is
Do
it
not
such a shock to
mention
you?
that name in my presence ever again. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Esmer, yes. The answer is yes. Also, you are a freak, my friend.
Oh, Isbanir. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
100% goated on the stack, dude. What the hell?
Oh my god. Now let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Welcome back, Owl. I asked that
Yeah.
for science. Yeah, science.
Science. Sure,
food.
science.
Nice. Science.
Genetic science, my friend. Might want to think about the outcome.
Yes, that's
Well-
true, but unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting
What do you
something.
think is possible?
Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Star, I have a question. Wait, hold on. Before we proceed. You know how you get an X chromosome from a parent and a Y chromosome from a parent?
Yes.
Like, or you get 2 X's or 2 Y's? What if you found a way to get those chromosomes from 2 girls?
They have.
What?
They have. I don't know. I don't want to
that means the
reproduce
baby,
too much
that means
danger.
the baby
for
won't have a
human-
dad. The baby will only have 2 moms.
Yep. 2Y is
Where
not
have they
viable,
done
by
that?
the way.
Where have they done that?
I don't remember where I heard it, but I know I heard that somebody was able to make a viable baby using 1 egg.
What do you mean it's not? What do you mean it's not viable? I feel like if you have 2 Ys, you're basically Superman at that point, right? Or Superwoman.
Using DNA from the egg and DNA from the bone marrow of the other mother. And apparently it worked. It's possible you take the genetic material from a woman and insert it in another egg. Really? I thought it was bone marrow. I don't remember. It was a while ago that I heard it.
Oh, they're trying. They're working on it.
Oh,
Cool.
nice. Yeah, once we figure out how to reproduce without men.
What will we do without men?
Just as Ron
Men are
delights
doing impossible things.
verify that he's the true murderer. I declare that with full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Send you the photo of my food. I'll check it out after stream. Is something the matter, Mr. Emiya? Ah, nothing. That's just Mia Fey, my idol from when I was younger. I heard she died a couple years back, and I was so distraught that I had to become a prosecutor. And now I'm here, seeing her in the flesh after so long. Sorry, that's just my theory. My trial theory.
Okay, dude.
You're right. Well, we'll say you're close.
Oh, I'm close. Ah, nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness has made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Emiya, what are you? Y chromosome is shorter than an X, and oh my god, it would lack some things. Basically, all the alleles on the X that don't have equivalent on the Y will express themselves. That is why daltonism is more prevalent in men while being a recessive trait, because if the X from the mother has it, there's nothing on the equivalent Y to compensate. 2Y are lacking some alleles, therefore make an unviable baby that will not be able to live. Yeah, it's what 2X's make a
Oh,
2X's make a girl and an X and a Y make a dude.
I will say this. Genetics is very complicated. So,
Yo, I love my genetics.
something surviving from that, okay,
Yeah.
is probably very lucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Frank
So,
the expert
being
here with his
mass
expert
produced without a male
fucking
normally
opinions.
is impossible. Like, not impossible, but like very rare, right? So you're not gonna have
Yep.
success rates like you would with male and female,
Yeah.
right?
Chat. Keep in mind that this is the
There's no
same
way to
person.
prove that
This is the same
bar we've
person
already
who
added
didn't
to
believe
it.
that the moon
So
would break
I
apart,
feel like it's
entering
worse
Earth's orbit,
genetic person to person basis.
atmosphere.
So for example,
XXY usually makes a girl, XYY usually makes a psychopath guy because too much testosterone. But there's still all the intersex possibility. Yeah.
I
I'm
used
seeing
a.
it as
Yeah,
very
fuck you guys. I used my trap card. Here's the Z chromosome. Go deal with it.
You gotta think of it like this.
All right, I'm getting back to the game. No
Successful.
more genetics talk. I love my genetics unit in high school. That was awesome. Mr. Emiya, what are you? Yeah, Fig is made up of an X, Y, and a Z chromosome.
He's the full fucking.
Birds are YZ. Oh, okay.
He's actually the full alphabet.
Very well then, Mr. Luke at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Wow, we're actually having a fucking genetics talk in chat. I love it.
I'm just making shit up. I have no idea.
Yeah, Isvanir is actually giving you lessons on genetics. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. No, Fig. Why would he be giving you a genetics lesson? You're not even in chat. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask DeMasque outfit, which is why he left no prints.
Wait a minute.
And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvati! Therefore, all the
Wait a
evidence points to that poor boy. What's up? I'm a psych major with a specialty in teaching that is
Wait a minute.
completing
Didn't
a
Ron
bachelor
say?
in industrial relationship. Oh, nice. All right, what did Ron say?
Ron said that he was wearing
Why did you
the
just
outfit, right?
randomly get up? No, there's no bananas.
Ron said that he was wearing the outfit, right, in his testimony.
Yes.
But how does Luke know that?
Ooh, this testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, sir lawyer. Grr. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, sir lawyer? My parkour is meant to be a mess. I will now not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a sec. Just one chance? Ha, it seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence, which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Alright, I got it. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Alright, let's do it. I'm ready. I was about to press that. On pure instinct, I was about to press that.
What
Mr.
happened?
Atmey, about this last remark. You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Amiya. What? Mr. Atmey, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmey? The button didn't have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his DeMasque outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool! Got him! I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as DeMasque when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago, back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, I did forget to mention it before. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know about this are those who have been watching this trial. Grr. Do you understand now, Detective Atmey? There's no way that you should have known about that. Ah. Aye! You were in the next courtroom being tried as DeMasque. So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well, come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his DeMasque outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atmey to have found that out. One way, you say. Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke at me.
Look at me, bro.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Detective Abney, you saw Master DeMasque at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Is that an earthquake? Now, of all times? Or is he just unveiling his final form? Okay, he's just unveiling his final form. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. The entire circus! That's the same line you gave yesterday. What is that? A Final Fantasy? But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Hee ha ha ha, ho ho ho, hee hee hee. Calm your ass, Kefka. What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master DeMasque in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. It came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master DeMasque! Huh? So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime which he was once found innocent. Then, Master DeMasque is really innocent. It would seem so.
I'll be
For
back.
now. Alright. For now. Now then, the court finds the defendant not guilty! Woo! We did it! Okay. Boy, this really is lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master DeMasque after all. You did it, Phoenix. Hello. It's been a while, Mia. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Korean channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother, Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course, I will. I will always watch over Maya for you. Well then, see you around.
How does her clothes just magically change? Like, I understand the fake.
Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, no, now that all this has happened. Come on, just be happy already! She's back! Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as mask to mask to boot. Oh, he was found innocent as Mask DeMasque, and because of this double jeopardy thing, he can't be tried as Mask DeMasque.
So he just gets away with it? That's incredible! I need to do this.
But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Mask DeMasque. I did it all for one reason, for her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Mask DeMasque? Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. A good prosecutor would ask for an appeal showing that he admitted it. Yeah, that is true. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? Kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delay, even a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. Sacred Urn? Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delay. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Mask DeMasque either. Miss Delay, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come now. It's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Hmm? Oh! I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky, like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. Red flag, red flag. Gold, how's it going, buddy? How you doing today? I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous. I knew I was right about you. Got off work early. Hey, nice. Ayo, so I'm working on I'm getting I'm doing a buttload of editing this weekend because we ran out of flour to make anything. Doing a buttload of editing this weekend, so I'll get your second video done for you, I promise. I can get it done in like a day, I promise you. I'll get it done. And if I don't, you have every right to smack me or get mad to smack me. But I'm getting your second video done this weekend, I promise. No, take your time. No, I need to get it done.
I'm not smacking you.
No. I'm getting it done so I can start working on my own videos. There we go.
Even if you don't get it done, I'm not gonna smack you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done this weekend. Don't worry. I'll get it to you. Don't worry. I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Listen, sir, regardless what happens, I still appreciate the support. No problem, bud. You're a good guy, and I love working for you. And I hope you enjoy all the content that I make for you. But yeah, I wanted to start working on some of my stuff again, but I didn't feel right working on my stuff without working on your stuff first. So I'm gonna get your second video done this weekend. It shouldn't be that bad because it's what, just a couple of rolls. So I'm gonna do that this weekend, and then I'm gonna start working on my own YouTube content. I'm gonna get The Last of Us highlights out, and I'm gonna start working on Danganronpa V3 so I can finally finish off the Danganronpa series, and then start working on the Ace Attorney highlights. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna start getting like YouTube content out. Hell yeah. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nikki boy. Yes. I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. But yeah, I'm not excited for Valentine's. Is it because you're dressing up as a maid? Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. One more day till cringe. Yes. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Why does Pearl have to run in every time? Oh yeah, you beat the case, let's go! Oh, yeah, I did! It was a blast! What an absolutely entertaining case. I loved it. Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you, with another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya? I'll never forgive you. Never, ever. Thanks, Pearls. Can't wait for you to do case 4. How many cases are in this game? I keep forgetting to ask Fig. Pearly, too cute. So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. There's only 4 cases? Alright, sounds good. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Aww! I can't see Pearl's face! But that's so cute! Look at how cute Maya is! Oh my god! Get ready for the feels? Oh, I'm ready. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Aww, they're so cute! Aww! I love this game. This is a good game. I love this. Alright, well, it took a couple streams, but we finally finished episode 2. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Please don't tell me please don't tell me she starts working as a maid or something. A maid cafe? This is the case where Ace became legendary? Oh no! Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of this case because the stream has only been 2.5 hours. Recipe for turnabout. Great. Famal. This court sees no reason. The case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. Is it Maya again? Please don't be Maya again. The evidence and testimony we've seen here are the victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee. No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw... I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer. Phoenix. Going around poisoning people again. Why won't anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright? This court finds the defendant guilty. I didn't even do anything. Phoenix fucked this one up all on his own. The court is adjourned. Maya, you good for nothing. Wait, was it Maya? No, was it Maya? Oh, good. Hi, Maya. The start of a new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. Thank God. Maya always finds herself to get into so much trouble in every game. Like the first game, she was tried for murder. The second game, she was tried for murder and then kidnapped. I'm ready to see what you get up to in this game, Maya. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be Zvari, take on the world. Oh no, what is she? Oh no, oh no. Does Maya die? What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never! You gotta eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Gonna spoil on that no period. Oh, thank God. Last thing I want is Maya to fucking die, dude. Because in the last game, I said if she died, I wasn't gonna play this game. Hey, pal, it's Gumshoe. He's here. They don't do our girl like that. Thank God. Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective. Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation. Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you've got some explaining to do! Have you got a holiday present for me, detective? A what? Well, here, have this. It's not really nothing much, but... Yay, thanks! Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat! Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't forgotten her present, have you? No, I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose? Haha, guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year? I love Maya so much. Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poison brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Oh, hell yeah, this track is back. I fucking love this track. Funny lawyer man gets guilty verdict. Trounced? Let me see that. Brings back chills, it really does. Defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you! To Matt on guard, oh yeah. Listen to this, Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case. Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. Told you it wasn't the end of Edgeworth, haha. Oh, yeah. I knew it was in the end of Edgeworth because like Phoenix said he died and I was like, nah, there's no way he died. And then I had to go find a picture for my VODs for the YouTube channel, for my VOD channel, and I saw he was on it and I was like, oh if he's dead, then why is he on the picture? And then he showed up and I was like, fucking knew it. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean... A phony! A phony Nick! Yeah, that was a really good case. I really did like that one. This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Want to cosplay Phoenix so badly? Yo, you cosplay Phoenix? I'll do Maya, because I'm probably short enough to cosplay her. Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves. Yo, I actually loved your Joker cosplay, by the way. It was awesome. But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. Better make this right, pal, now. And that means taking the case back to court. Got it? Sounds like we got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know, the judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm going to head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? Okay. Guess people are starting to know the name, Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I'm kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Hi, Maya! Maya's theme is so good. But yeah, Mia was kind of unexpected, eh? Ah, she really was. When I heard the objection, I thought it was gonna be Franziska. I was like, oh, is she back? But no, she's not back.
She wouldn't have said that. She would have been, I'm back, bitches.
Who would have thought we could play as Mommy in the third game? Fennec wrong. He's alter ego. So, what's our first move? I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was a fake me that did this. I wonder if he looks exactly like you. You're phony. Jin? Ehop. Yup.
I think Jin is how you pronounce that.
We're just gonna say it's a familiar face, the defendant. Oh no, no. I mean, I hope not. Shudder. And what kind of a name for an evil double is that anyways? Oh! It's Phoenix spelt backwards. Ah, Nick, I've got it. If you're going to ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport.
He's detective over here.
Oh, I love Maya so much. Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? What do you mean? I never noticed that. I had to write it to see it, though. I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's going to be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. I preferred my Fennec wrong. Oh, yeah. That's really funny. I just got that, actually. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, maybe it's because of our new guilty client. Alright, let's go down to the precinct.
Let's see this guy.
This is so nerve-wracking waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah!
Oh, it's her.
The girl that I was pronouncing her name wrong the entire trial? I remember
Wait,
you.
just to clarify, this is the police thing, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Ah, are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Maggie
Right.
Bird. I called her Bride for the whole trial. I'm pretty sure it's Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Ah! This case I took on a year ago. Maggie Bird, yeah. Maggie Bird, she's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. Awooga. Yeah, first case in the second game. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you acquitted? Oh, sure, very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? JK, we only stand Maya here. We are Maya stands in this chat. You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. Okay, alright. So fake Wright comes up to you and he's like, yes, I'm Phoenix Wright. But he doesn't have Maya with him. Don't you think that's a little suspicious? He always has Maya with him.
Okay, I'll give you an
Maya's his little
I'll
sidekick.
give you an example, okay? When did this happen?
December 6th.
When did the final trial happen of the second game?
But yeah, question which game has the best OST now. I think this one's pretty good so far.
Because didn't Maya leave for like 2 years?
Yeah, but she's back now.
Now?
Yeah,
This happened
but
in December.
yeah, but the last case happened in October that we did. And Maya was there with us. Now that you've played all 3 games, yeah. Oh, he had the Wish version of Mia, missing in action. let the world keep me down, sir. So, how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I wouldn't downgrade Mia to Wish, haha. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. Maybe like the eBay version of Maya? So what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. Because, you know, she keeps a fuck ton of secrets, that is true. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month, and it happened at Tribulations. Very nice. Or very good. Tribulations? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee, and then... Tribulations, very good. Yes, I know what Tribulations means. One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just one sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I'd never seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course. A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. He looked exactly like you, Mr. Wright, except he was wearing a funny mustache. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. Ack, guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So if you saw the murderer, why are you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man, the one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. I'm gonna take a nap, lol, have a good stream. Alright, I'm gonna be heading out soon anyways, I think. Oh, Mr. Phony Baloney. Later chat, sweet dreams. Alright, catch you later, Gold. My back hurts. I'm gonna like end. Yeah, my back hurts from carrying all these trials. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end soon and go make some popcorn and go do some more editing. So yeah. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time, but how is that possible? I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then, they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. Killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. I was the one who took the coffee to the 2 men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. Music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band CD, maybe a promo disc? But maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? I get a virtual reality thing from the Google Glass. What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man, well built like the victim, really. Okay, okay. Alright, I'm back. Made baked chicken and green beans, also cleaned a bit. Oh, that sounds yummy. Oh, yeah, I need to ask you about this. Bless you. Hey, this... Oh, hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who's pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Yeah, I try somewhat to stay on a healthy regimen. Oh, nice. So at least one of us does. I'm about to end and go make some popcorn. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Ah. Hey, Maggie. Was my evil double AM here? AM here too? No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. Aw, I would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture, but you met me in person before, so how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little. Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and so the guy was nothing like me then. But he had your spiky hair and blue suit. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? How about everyone else in the courtroom? Like the judge and the observers, didn't they realize he was an imposter? An imposter. Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney, so we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright, do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been full of a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. How are you alive? I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. And one day I'll find it. Just wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Ah. Shin Ilp is really gonna pay for this. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. We'll find him, don't you worry. We'll get Jin Ilp for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Tribulations is then. Right. The restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright, Nick, let's go check out this restaurant and its food. Alright. I think that's where we're going to end it for today because it's been 3 hours. I'm hungry and my throat is starting to hurt. So this is where we're going to end it for today. Thank you everyone who came by and hung out for the stream. It is awesome. And thank you Poetry for the raid. That was very nice of you. And yeah, I'll be back on Monday for another Ace Attorney stream. We're going to be probably doing the investigation and whatever the first half of this trial is going to be. Yeah, and it's going to be Valentine's Day, so we're doing the Maid Cafe trial, of course, on Valentine's Day. I did not predict that. This is gonna be awesome. My BF got me 5 boxes of chocolate for V-Day. Nice! Yo, that's awesome. Matt, you know what I want? I want some more of those sour candy Starbursts. They were really good. Just a bag. Yeah. Yeah, no, don't give me kisses. They're just gonna sit in my room and rot away.
Hey, you want a kiss?
No, that was only for school when I'd walk up to randos, be like, hey, you want a kiss, and just hand them some chocolate. Anyways, I'm dipping out. Have a good weekend, everyone. I will catch you Monday for another Ace Attorney stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go do some editing, get some content ready for the YouTube. Get Gold's video out too. All right, catch you guys
MC
later.
Screwdriver. MC Screwdriver is a tool.
Bye.
All right, goodbye, guys. Catch you Monday.